In today's modern world, we face countless pressures, constant change, and unexpected storms. Life suddenly feels chaotic, and our mind, like a small boat adrift on a vast ocean, gets swept away by powerful, unstable emotions. Have you ever asked yourself, how can I maintain peace and steadiness within my soul amid all this turmoil? This is the universal challenge of our times, one that touches everyone. For thousands of years, Stoic philosophy has stood as a guiding light, helping those who seek inner freedom to overcome every storm. Stoicism does not promise a life without storms, but teaches you how to master yourself, how to keep your mind steady when everything around you is in chaos. It is the path to lasting peace, rooted not in external circumstances, but in the inner strength within. Have you ever wondered, is there a way not to be controlled by your emotions? How can you turn challenges into strength, hardships into opportunities? In today's video, we will explore essential Stoic principles that help you live peacefully amid trials, building resilience and inner freedom. Because when you master yourself, you don't just survive the storms outside, you build a life that is stable, meaningful, and powerfully enduring. Let's begin this journey together to rediscover the peace and strength within you. 1. Accept what you cannot control. In today's ever-changing, pressure-filled world, many of us find ourselves overwhelmed when facing things beyond our control. Have you ever felt frustrated trying to manage everything from work projects, relationships, to unexpected events? You are not alone. This is a common struggle in modern society. Stoic philosophy, with thousands of years of wisdom, offers a simple yet profound truth: clearly distinguish between what you can control and what you cannot. And then focus all your energy, time, and mind on what lies within your power. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught it's not events that disturb people, but their judgments about those events. This means that objective events have no power to make us feel positive or negative unless we assign meaning to them. When we realize this, we gain control over how we react to circumstances rather than being controlled by them. However, acceptance does not mean surrender or passivity. Rather, it's the courage to face reality, to stop wasting energy on things beyond your reach, and to redirect your focus to effective action within your power. The biggest challenge in practicing this principle is the temptation to try to control everything, even when we know it's futile. Fear and anxiety about losing control often drag us deeper into distress instead of helping us find solutions. Imagine preparing for an important work project. You can control your plans and tasks, but not the outcome or the client's response. If you obsess over uncontrollable factors, you lose focus and motivation. The key is to identify your circle of control and invest your effort wholeheartedly in those areas. Instead of spending time worrying about results or unforeseen events, focus on doing your part with determination and responsibility. This distinction also helps reduce negativity in your mind. By relinquishing control over what you cannot influence, you free yourself from fear and anxiety, regaining peace and clarity. Marcus Aurelius emphasized, peace comes from knowing clearly what you can control and having the courage to let go of what you cannot. Thus, accepting what is beyond control is not just philosophical wisdom, but a practical life skill. Start by spending a few minutes daily acknowledging what lies outside your control and consciously focus on positive thoughts and actions within your reach. This practice won't come easily or instantly, but with patience and consistent effort, you'll find your mind lighter, steadier, and better equipped to handle life's challenges. Let this principle be your guiding light towards greater freedom and peace in this ever-changing life. Remember, the truth about control is not a shackle, but the key to unlocking the inner freedom you seek. 2. Live according to your values. Have you ever felt lost in the vast ocean of life, chasing expectations and pressures from society, family, or friends? Have you questioned whether what you are doing truly belongs to yourself or is merely a reflection of others' values imposed upon you? Living according to your values is not just an abstract philosophical concept. It is a fundamental foundation for building a fulfilling and meaningful life. In an increasingly complex and contradictory world, knowing who you are, trusting yourself, and living authentically according to your inner values serves as a compass to guide you no matter how fierce the surrounding storms may be. Stoic philosophy emphasizes that only individuals can choose how to live, and the greatest freedom lies in acting in harmony with one's conscience and personal values. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Live as if you were to die tomorrow." This reminder encourages us not only to cherish every moment, but also to live fully for ourselves without compromising with anything that contradicts our true values. However, the journey to live authentically is not easy. Society, family, and those around us often impose expectations and norms that may conflict with our beliefs. Fear of judgment, isolation, or failure often traps many into living superficially, living for others and abandoning their true selves. Imagine working in a job that does not align with your passion or values just to satisfy others' expectations. You feel suffocated, lost, and gradually disconnected from your true self. That is the moment your inner voice needs to be heard, the moment you must decide to return to your path. To live according to your values, the first step is to discover and identify your core values. This is not an overnight task, but a deep process of self-inquiry, reflection, and trial through experience. You can start by asking yourself, what truly matters to me? How do I want to be remembered? What qualities do I cherish the most? Once identified, you must express those values through every action and decision in your life. Do not wait for permission or approval from others to live your truth. Honesty with yourself is the foundation of freedom and happiness. Epictetus taught, "No one can hurt you without your consent." This also applies to living your values. Only by being steadfast in your values can you resist external pressures and judgments. Be brave enough to say no to what does not fit, even if it leads to isolation or misunderstanding. Spend time nurturing habits, relationships, and environments that support your authentic growth. Living according to your values also makes decision-making easier and facing challenges more confident. When every choice is guided by clear standards, you hesitate less and walk more firmly on your chosen path. Finally, remember that living according to your values is a lifelong journey. You will continue to grow and your values will evolve. Always maintain a learning mindset, ready to adjust, and live as fully and genuinely as possible. 3. Control your emotions. Don't be controlled by them. Emotions are a natural and inevitable part of life. But have you ever realized that it's not the emotions themselves that shape your life, but how you respond to them that makes the difference? Have you ever found yourself caught up in moments of anger, sadness, or anxiety, to the point of losing clarity and calm? The third Stoic principle emphasizes, you must control your emotions, not let your emotions control you. This is one of the most challenging yet crucial lessons to build inner strength and lasting peace. Emotions are not enemies. They provide us with signals about our circumstances and help us understand ourselves more deeply. However, when emotions become overwhelming and uncontrolled, they can cloud our reason, leading to impulsive actions that hurt ourselves and others. Marcus Aurelius said, "It is not events that disturb people, but their judgments about those events." This means emotions result from thoughts and interpretations. Understanding this allows you to learn to control your thoughts and, consequently, your emotions. One of the biggest challenges in applying this principle is the temptation to give in to emotions, especially in painful or unjust situations. We easily get swept away by strong feelings, forgetting that impulsive reactions often worsen things. Imagine a stressful situation at work. You are unfairly criticized. Anger flares up and you want to respond immediately. But if you let emotions control you, you might say things you regret, damaging your reputation and relationships. Conversely, if you control your emotions, take a deep breath and think before speaking, you handle the situation wisely, maintaining respect and inner peace. To control your emotions, start by recognizing and observing them as they arise. Don't try to deny or suppress, but observe as an outsider with curiosity and non-judgment. Mindfulness and meditation are excellent tools to practice this. Next, learn to separate emotion from action. Feeling something does not mean you must act on it immediately. Pause and ask yourself, will this reaction help me or harm me? What action aligns best with my values and goals? Seneca taught anger is a fire that can consume a man. Learn to extinguish it before it flares up. This reminds us of the power of emotional control. With regular practice, you become stronger, able to remain calm, even in the toughest situations. Finally, remember that controlling emotions is not about denying feelings or becoming numb, but mastering yourself to live more fully and balanced. Take time daily to cultivate awareness and compassion toward your emotions. Over time, you will find life lighter, relationships better, and yourself more resilient to all challenges. Start today by observing your emotions with mindfulness and kindness. You will see your life become gentler, your connections deepen, and your inner strength grow. 4. Act with reason and integrity. Life is not merely about quick decisions based on emotions or external pressures. It is a conscious process of choosing actions grounded in reason and deep ethical values. Have you ever paused amidst the chaos of life to ask yourself, why am I acting this way? Do my actions truly reflect who I am and the values I hold dear? The fourth Stoic principle affirms, acting with reason and integrity is the foundation of a meaningful and enduring life. It invites us to reflect not only on what we do, but how we do it with mindfulness, responsibility, and uncompromising honesty. Reason in Stoicism is not simply intelligence or logical thinking, but the ability to discern right from wrong, what is worth pursuing from what is to be avoided. Ethics serve as the compass that keeps us from losing our way amidst temptations, challenges, and easy pitfalls. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and philosopher, emphasized, there is only one way to happiness: to avoid harming yourself or others. This teaching illuminates that our actions affect not only ourselves, but also deeply impact those around us. Living with reason and integrity protects our soul and builds lasting relationships and harmonious societies. Yet maintaining reasoned and ethical actions in real life is not always easy. Under pressure, faced with temptation or stress, humans tend to revert to instinct, neglecting reason to react impulsively, sometimes wrongly. This is a challenge we all face. Imagine you are faced with a difficult choice to do something that offers short-term gain but conflicts with your ethical values. The decision is not just about material benefit, but about honesty and self-respect. Acting with reason and integrity requires courage and steadfastness despite external pressures and temptations. To practice this principle first, you must develop deep self-awareness of your personal values and ethical standards. Understanding what you believe and why empowers you to make decisions confidently, unshaken by circumstances or others' opinions. Secondly, cultivate the habit of deliberate reflection before action. Before doing anything, ask yourself, does this action reflect my reason and values? Will it harm anyone? Does it contribute to the greater good? This is not idle hesitation, but a thoughtful process to act wisely and meaningfully. An essential part is also accepting that acting with reason and integrity may not always bring immediate or easy results. You may face misunderstanding, failure, or even isolation. Yet Marcus Aurelius taught truth even when alone remains truth. What matters is holding your principles because they lead to peace and self-respect. Finally, remember that acting with reason and integrity is not about perfection, but continuous effort, learning from mistakes and growing. Each day you make a more ethical choice, you step closer to a meaningful and tranquil life. Start by observing your daily actions, from the smallest things to your words, behavior, job choices, or relationships. Check if they align with your values and gradually adjust. Because only by acting with reason and integrity can you build a solid foundation for yourself amid this chaotic world. 5. Focus on the present moment. There is a question that seems simple but is very difficult to answer. Are you living in the present, or are you being pulled away by worries about the past and future? In today's busy world, keeping the mind anchored in the present moment is one of the greatest challenges most of us face. This Stoic principle reminds us that happiness and peace do not come from what is past or what is yet to come, but only truly exist in the present moment. When we fully live in the present, free from regrets about the past or anxieties about the future, we can see clearly, act wisely, and fully enjoy life. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in his Meditations, "Live as if this is the only moment you have." This statement is not just a reminder of the brevity of time, but a profound call to the power of the present. The present is the only place where we can act change and create value. However, humans often get stuck in thoughts about past mistakes, failures, or painful memories, or obsess over the future, fears of the unknown, uncertain predictions. This creates a vicious cycle of stress and inner imbalance. Imagine driving a long road, but instead of focusing on the road ahead, you keep staring at the rear-view mirror or worrying about a distant destination. The result is easy to get lost, crash, and lose joy in the journey. Similarly, when your mind is not in the present, you lose power and clarity to move forward. To practice this principle, start with simple actions. Spend time focusing on your breath, feeling each inhale and exhale. Observe all your senses, sounds, sights, smells, textures without judgment. Practice mindfulness in everyday activities like eating, walking, or working. Through regular practice, you gradually build the ability to bring your mind back to the present whenever it wanders. This path reduces stress, anxiety, and enhances life quality. Epictetus said, "Do not let your mind wander. Keep it here in the present." This simple teaching holds great power, because it is in the present moment focus that we find peace and mastery over life. Finally, remember that the present is not just a point in time, but a doorway to freedom. When you learn to live fully in this moment, you are no longer bound by the past nor threatened by the future. You become more self-controlled, flexible, and vibrant than ever. Start practicing today by dedicating a few minutes each day to living in the present. You will be amazed at how beautiful, light, and meaningful life becomes. 6. Practice gratitude and appreciation. Amid the fast pace and busyness of the modern world, we are easily swept away in the whirlpool of worries, ambitions, and endless demands. In these moments, one of the greatest inner strengths offered by Stoic philosophy is the ability to practice gratitude and appreciation for the simple things present in our lives. Gratitude is not merely an action, but an attitude, a way of living. It helps us view life differently, not as a state of lack, complaint, or dissatisfaction, but as a recognition and understanding of the value in the smallest things, from breath, sunlight, to love and existence itself. Epictetus once said, "Happiness does not come from having more, but from appreciating what you have." This teaching serves as a wake-up call, inviting us to return to the present and recognize the preciousness right beside us, instead of endlessly chasing illusions that never satisfy. Practicing gratitude does not mean denying the difficulties, pain, or challenges in life. On the contrary, it is the ability to see light and lessons in every experience, whether joyful or sorrowful. When we are grateful, we cease to be victims of circumstance and become masters of our emotions, creators of meaning in our lives. However, gratitude is not always easy to practice, especially during challenging times. Habits of complaining, comparing, or demanding more often make us forget the value of what we already have. This is when we need to cultivate and awaken, allowing gratitude to become a natural reflex, a part of our soul. A practical and effective way to start is to dedicate a few minutes each day to writing down things you are grateful for. It might be a close friend, a delicious meal, or simply a sunny day. This practice helps focus on the positive and reduces negativity in the mind. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Remember that every day is a gift, so be grateful and enjoy it." This advice is not just a nice phrase, but a method for building happiness and inner peace. Gratitude also creates a magical ripple effect. When you appreciate and value what you have, you send positive energy to those around you, creating a circle of love and a strong connection. Moreover, gratitude cultivates humility, reminding us that life is not entirely in our hands, and everything we have is a gift from life and others. From this, we live responsibly and learn to share more. Start from the smallest things, and you will gradually feel the profound power of gratitude. Appreciation will transform your mind, enrich your life, and open your heart. 7. Build resilience. Resilience is not a gift bestowed upon us by fate. It is a capacity built through every challenge and setback in life. In today's rapidly changing and unpredictable world, resilience serves as a shield protecting our soul from life's storms of pressures at work, losses, failures, and inevitable uncertainties. But have you ever paused to ask yourself, what truly creates this lasting strength? How can I cultivate and maintain resilience within myself? Stoic philosophy provides practical and profound answers. According to Stoicism, resilience is not about avoiding or ignoring hardship, but embracing challenges with courage, persevering through adversity with a steady and clear mind. It is the ability to remain unbowed by misfortune and to use hardship as a stepping stone for growth. Marcus Aurelius, the great philosopher king, said, "The true power does not come from physical strength, but from an unconquered will." This profound insight reveals that human inner strength lies in enduring determination and relentless effort, not merely physical power or luck. It is steadfast willpower that helps us stand firm amid storms and find light at the end of the tunnel. The greatest challenge in building resilience is how we face pain and failure. People often tend to avoid pain or fear difficulties, leading to discouragement and giving up. But Stoicism teaches us that suffering is an inseparable part of life, and how we choose to face it determines our growth. Imagine going through a difficult phase in your work or personal life, losing a loved one, failing an important project, or feeling trapped with no way out. Instead of letting pain overwhelm, you see it as a challenge to strengthen your will, learn, and evolve. Every time you rise after a fall, you become stronger. Practicing resilience begins with small daily actions. It's maintaining calm under stress, keeping faith in yourself when facing difficulty, and persisting toward goals even when results aren't immediate. You can cultivate it by setting manageable challenges, learning to manage emotions, and focusing on solutions rather than despair. Epictetus reminded us, "It is not events themselves that trouble us, but our judgments about them." This shows that resilience also comes from controlling our thoughts and emotions, transforming negative energy into positive strength. When we train our minds to stay calm and clear, we can solve problems more effectively. Furthermore, resilience is nurtured by a solid value system and self-awareness. When you know what you stand for, understand your goals and reasons for pushing forward, you gain motivation to overcome any challenge. Deep self-knowledge prevents you from being swayed by external circumstances. Connecting with a supportive community is also vital to building resilience. Sharing experiences and receiving empathy and support helps us feel stronger and less alone on the difficult journey. In summary, resilience is a long journey requiring patience, willpower, and consistent practice. It not only helps us overcome immediate obstacles, but also builds the inner strength to live a fuller and more meaningful life. Begin by acknowledging challenges, facing pain with courage, and gradually cultivating steadfast determination. Resilience is not something we are born with. It is the gift we give ourselves through daily choices. Conclusion. We have journeyed together through the 7 core Stoic principles, from accepting what we cannot control, living according to our values, mastering our emotions, acting with reason and integrity, focusing on the present moment, practicing gratitude, to building inner resilience. Each principle serves as a compass guiding you through the storms of modern life, helping you remain grounded amidst the chaos and constant change. The profound message Stoicism offers us is this: peace and inner freedom do not come from altering external circumstances, but from mastering yourself, mastering your thoughts, emotions, and actions. When you gain control over your inner world, no matter how vast the storms outside you, remain steady and steadfast. Now the call is yours. Begin this journey today, quietly and persistently. Let these principles seep into every decision, every breath, and every step you take. Do not wait for perfection to start transforming, because it is the small, consistent changes that create extraordinary strength. Like a small lamp shining in the darkness, each conscious act you take helps illuminate your unique path, and that light will grow, guiding you through every challenge. Listen to your inner voice as the noise of the outside world gradually fades, and you will realize that true power lies within a peaceful mind and a heart that never ceases to hope.